come that way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lucas Lauer.
Nice to meet you too. My name is Allison Francisco. I'm a psychology major at Indiana University East with a criminal justice minor, and I'm under supervision of Dr. Alyssa Brown. Before we get into anything, I'd just like to let you know this is a very safe place, and I want you to feel comfortable with me and be comfortable in this environment because this is a safe place and you're allowed to tell me a lot of things, but there are a few things that if you tell me I would have to break confidentiality and tell authorities. The first one is if yourself or someone around you, like in your family, is in severe or immediate danger, I would have to tell authorities. Like if you came to me and told me you were going to commit suicide after our session tonight, then I would have to let someone know. The second rule is if a child or an adult that cannot take care of themselves was abused, even in the past or in a different state, I would have to let authorities know. And the third rule is just if the court orders your files. I don't like to break any of these rules. I want you to feel safe with me. I want us to have a good relationship. But if I was to have to do go through any of these processes, I would include you with me and I would take you on the ride with me because we're a team and I want you to feel included and I want us to keep that bond. So now that I've bored you with all of my legal information, is there any other questions you would have for me before we get started?
Yeah, I'm a little confused about number 2. Can you give me an example or explain that to me?
Yeah, of course. So if a child or an adult that cannot take care of themselves was abused in the past or even in a different state. So for example, if you came to me and told me that your parents abused you when you were a young child, and then I come to find out, for example, maybe they're like school teachers for young kids, I'd have to tell authorities because I want to keep you safe for the rest of your life and I want to keep all those children safe that might be in their care.
Okay. And also, why would the court order my files?
There could be several reasons that the court would order your files, but the main reason is just if they want to see that you're attending our sessions.
Okay.
So today for our session, we'll have about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll let you know when it's getting closer to the time so we can wrap stuff up to continue for our next session.
Okay.
So no further questions?
No.
All right, so what's bringing you in today?
Yeah, so I came here to talk to you today about my father because I'm 20 years old and I really haven't seen him since I was about 9 or 10, so he hasn't really been in my life at all. And I guess it's just kind of weighing on me and I really need to talk to someone and get that out. I mean, the reason I haven't seen him, he hasn't passed away or anything, but when I was a little kid, he got into drugs really bad, and especially after he was dating this woman, and like she got him into drugs really bad, and my mom found out, and the police got involved, and I just haven't seen him since I was like 9 or 10, and like he really hasn't been there for anything since like no birthdays, no birthday cards, no happy birthday or any calls like that, or never seen me play football, never seen me play one game in my whole life, and he wasn't in there when I graduated, and it really just weighs on me a lot. And you know, at 20 years old, I feel like I don't know if I should reach out to him or not, or try and have a relationship with him, because at this point in my life, I've been doing just fine without him, so I really don't care where he's at or what he's doing. You know, it doesn't really bother me anymore. When I was like young, I used to cry and think about it all the time. You know, I was so angry and disappointed and just everything. But now that I've kind of gotten over that, I'm not really angry. You know, he chose that. You know, and so I really just don't know. I kind of just don't care. I don't know if I even care about him really. I don't know. I don't think about him at all. And
So you said you've had zero communication with him, or have you you've not talked to him at all, even over the phone, or you've never even seen him since about 11 years?
I've only seen him one time, and that was when I was like 17 or 18, and it was because my aunt remarried and he was at the wedding reception, and I barely even recognized him because of like the drugs. I don't know if he was. He said he was clean at that point in time, but he was like he looked so much different, so much older, and I was really just surprised and everything. And we went outside and we talked for a while, like 20 or 30 minutes, and just talked about everything and where he's at, where in life, and where I'm at in life. You know, I was telling him about college and everything, and so we just talked and, you know, cried and hugged, and I haven't seen him since then, or I haven't talked to him since then either. And he talked about wanting to do stuff, you know, wanting to go out and do something, but he hasn't like contacted me, and you know, so I really don't know what to think. I don't know if like I don't know. It's really hard now that I'm thinking a lot about it a lot more, because usually I just don't think about it at all, and kind of just like push it down and forget about it, forget about him, because I've been doing just fine my whole life, so why think about that and why bring that up?
Do you still have connections with your dad's side of the family? Like, are you close with anyone on your dad's side of the family? I think is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I still keep in contact with my dad's side of the family a lot, especially my aunt and her new husband. He's really cool. I connected with him, and we have a great connection. My aunt, and also my grandma on my dad's side, and just recently my grandpa too, because my dad's dad, I haven't seen him since I was probably like real little, when we would go there and see him with my dad. But ever since I stopped seeing him, I didn't really get to see him a lot. But he is actually living with my aunt because he's really old and needs help. But so I've gotten to see him a lot more, which is nice too, because he actually remembers who I am and stuff, and because I know his memory's getting a little bit bad because he's older.
Right.
But so I still keep in touch with them and my cousins, and you know, I try and see them as often as I can. You know, with school and everything, it's really like hard during the week, but I try during the weekend.
Right.
So it's really nice to see them too and keep in contact with them. But they don't see my dad at all either. But
how do they feel about the relationship between you and your dad, or do you even know, do they even speak about it, or is it something that's kept kind of, you know, on the down?
well, I know a lot, like most of them are disappointed in him, disappointed in the way he handled that, and then disappointed in him getting into the drugs and stuff, because I know he stole from my grandma a lot, and even my grandpa, and stole like money and stuff, and like sold stuff of theirs, and you know, and I think that's like really disappointing. You know, like I would never steal from my family, you know, to buy drugs, and I think it's very, I don't know, because whenever I was young, I could never see my dad doing that, and then to hear it from family members telling me that he did that and all, it's like really hard to think like that's my dad and stuff, you know. Like, it's very disappointing. And I don't know, like I just used to hate him so much, but I think I kind of got over that and let go of that hatred now that I've grown up and matured a lot more. But now it's to a point like, you know, what if like he like passes away or something, and like we don't really have a relationship, you know? I think about that sometimes. And like when I have kids and stuff, I want him to like see his grandkids and stuff, but like
So, how has this affected you and your mom's relationship?
Actually, me and my mom are very close.
That's
I love my mom a lot. You know, she's been a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's been to everything, sports-wise, football, like graduation. She's been there. She would do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a little sister, and I love her a lot too. And she would do anything for me and my little sister. And she's just the best mom ever. And she's really, you know, because without a father figure, I wouldn't say that, without a dad living there 24/7, you know, I never really had anybody to teach me like how to talk to girls, or, you know, how to drive, what it's like to be a man or a father. I've never really had anything like that. And my mom really helped me with like all of that, you know. I mean, I never had anyone to teach me how to shave, how to teach myself how to shave and all this. But my mom really helped me out as best as she could with that. And I love her a lot, and I would do anything for her. And then my grandpa has also, my grandpa on my mom's side
Mm-hmm.
has also been a big role model in my life. He's definitely someone I look up to and think of highly, and he's definitely been like a father figure to me. He helps me with anything, and he's always there for me. So that's someone I definitely look up to, and strive to be like him every
Mhm.
day.
So you mentioned you had a sister. Are you? Is that her dad too, or
No, me and my sister have different dads.
I got you. So
Yeah.
you don't? Do you have any siblings that you, other than your sister?
No, she's my only sibling. So,
Okay.
but we do have different dads.
Okay.
And my stepdad, we were really close, but then when I grew up, I don't know what happened. We just kind of like lost our connection, and we just had a falling out. I really don't know what happened, but I think he is just very unhappy as a person. I don't know if I did anything wrong. I don't feel like I did, but I think he's just very unhappy as a person. And I think that kind of like, because I always remember him like being very angry all the time. Not like abusive or anything like that. Like he was a good man, but like always angry and negative, and I just didn't like being around that, and I don't know what happened to that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So that's your sister's dad.
yeah. But yeah, he's a great father to her and everything.
Good.
But our connection, we don't really have a connection.
So like we've been talking about a lot of like harder things, but what are like some good memories that you have with your dad?
I I remember like, you know, since him and my mom were divorced, I would always go to his house every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then like during the summer, I'd go there for a couple weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row or so, I think, if I remember correctly. But he lived in town, and at the time, me and my mom and my sister and stepdad, we all lived in the country. So me and my dad would always like go on bike rides around town,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes go to the park, and we'd go fishing sometimes. When he was dating this one woman before, this was like probably when I was like 6 to 8 years old or so, but
Yeah.
she lived out in the country, and we'd always like go out there, and I remember always hitting golf balls with him out to the field and stuff, and then we would go chase them and get them. We'd always work on like model cars together,
Mm-hmm.
and he helped me build my first model car, and I specifically remember like during Christmas, he'd always like wrap up Hot Wheels and like hide them in the tree and stuff, and then I'd have to find them and unwrap them. And holidays were always fun, cause like I'd always go over to my dad's, and then we'd go to like my aunt's with all my cousins and stuff. So that was always a real blast to see everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I kind of miss that a lot when we were like little and stuff, because now everybody has like a life, and you don't get to see them a lot, you know. So that's always hard. But like my cousins are in college now, so I don't get to see them a lot, but they're doing good, so it makes me happy.
So that's the end of our session today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, and I hope this was helpful for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.